Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Monday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about the news. We'll talk about altcoins. Going to move some crypto around for you guys, and I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can troubleshoot your problems here live. So welcome everyone. I just got back from Bitcoin Nashville conference. I came home on Saturday. We left about 8 or 9 in the morning, and I didn't get back in time to do my Saturday night live stream. And then yesterday I was working on my Flex unboxing video most of the day, and I just didn't have any energy left to do my live stream last night, Sunday night, but I need to do a live stream. There's so much stuff going on. I hope you guys are ready to have some fun. I've got so many things to show you. I don't know where to start, but it's going to be fun. I'm going to show you a bunch of paraphernalia that I got. I'm going to show you a couple of new wallets that I got. Of course, I'm going to talk about the Stax and the Flex and the differences between those. And that reminds me, I wanted to record this. It's kind of weird if a lot of times I'll do brilliant stuff on my live stream, just, you know, off the cuff. Not want to brag, but I wish I could do brilliant stuff when I'm at home recording. But sometimes when I'm on the stream, I'm on a roll, and afterwards I'm like, you know what? I could use that as a standalone video. And if I haven't recorded it locally on my own machine, and I try to download it back from YouTube, because of course I can download my own videos, they reduce the whatever that thing is, the quality of the video, right? I record in 4K, and when I download my live streams from YouTube, they're in like 720p. So I always have to remember to make sure I hit record when I'm doing the live stream, unless something, in case something cool happens. So I don't know where to start. Maybe I should show you my swag first and then jump into the headlines. I think I'll stick to the format and do the headlines. I know a lot of people jump into the stream. They want to hear the news. So let's go ahead and do that. If, well, you know, I always go greet everybody. Oh my gosh, this one's all whacked out. Oh, how did that happen? Don't know. That's kind of weird. What's the Superman curl here? So thank you everyone for being here. It's funny, we talked about this scam last week on the stream, and this is still not quite right. Oh, come on, Rex, you can do it. Yeah, I'm still not happy with that, but we're gonna stick with that. So we talked about this scam on the stream last week as one of my comments. Maybe the scam factory decided to send one of their soldiers directly into my stream. This guy here, Kazongo. How can I withdraw my $115 worth of US Tether from Atomic Wallet to buy Bitcoin? Seems like a legitimate question. And then he gives us his seed phrase as if he's some bumbling newcomer that doesn't realize he should not be revealing his seed phrase. Well, the way this little scam works is that someone that is crypto savvy or medium crypto savvy will realize that he's just revealed his seed phrase, and then they will restore that seed phrase onto their wallet and try to withdraw this $115 worth of US Tether. Well, they will be unable to do that because this is what's called a multi-sig wallet. A multi-sig wallet, when it is created, there are several keys created, and in order to make a withdrawal from the wallet, you need more than one key. Usually it's like a 2 of 3 sig wallet. And so the scammer has both keys, right? He's got this key and he's got the other key that he's going to need to make his withdrawal. And so it's basically a honeypot. Unsuspecting people that want to steal his crypto will realize that there's not enough, whether it's Ethereum, it's usually Tron. I don't know why it's always Tron. I guess they're based in Asia. It's usually Tron-based US Tether, and then they try to recreate the wallet in whatever wallet format. It's a 12-word seed phrase. You could do it in MetaMask, but when you try to make your withdrawal, you're unable to do it. But a lot of people don't realize what's going on, and they figure, well, maybe I need more Tron in there for fees, and so they transfer some Tron in there, and the scammer just waits for people. We talked about this last week. Anyway, I don't want to get bogged down in this, but it's a good example of a common type of scam, right? They appeal to your greed. Let's see. Let's just hide this guy from the channel. Okay, Andreas, thank you for being here. It's good to have you. Kenny, always a pleasure to have you here. Ouch wants to know if he should run a firmware update. By all means, please run firmware updates. Don't get caught up in all the FUD of people talking about, oh, don't run this update. You know, it caused my machine to start smoking, or I lost crypto, or some other, you know, BS. There are no bad updates. Please run your updates. I have a little, we're going to talk about that tonight. Well, no, I'm sorry. We're not going to talk about updates tonight. We're going to talk about trying to hide your seed phrase with codes and scrambles. But we'll get to that. Let's see. Simon from Scotland, thank you for being here. Alina Haring, who quickly figured out that was a scam. Ron, there are a lot of different blockchains to store US dollar coin and US Tether on now. I personally tend to lean towards Base chain. But I have a Coinbase account. So what's great about using the Base chain to store your stablecoin, at least your US dollar coin, is that withdrawals and transfers are basically free when you withdraw US dollar coin from Coinbase to your own wallet. So that's good stuff. There are other chains like Polygon, Optimism, Arbitrum that have really low fees too that you might consider. And then US Tether on Coinbase is only supported in Ethereum format, and traditionally Ethereum has higher fees. It's not really advisable to store your stablecoin on the Ethereum blockchain because of the high fees. A lot of people do it because Ethereum is the granddaddy network, but as I mentioned, there are alternatives with much lower fees. Christopher Thane from Australia, good to have you. Alina is from Kansas City, that's cool. Do I recommend Stax or Flex? That's a good question. We're going to talk about the difference between those. I personally would go for the Flex. I'm sorry. I personally like the Stax. It's a superior device in a couple of ways, but that's just me. A lot of people might not care about the little differences and would rather buy a device that has a cheaper price. Both devices use secure screen technology. Both devices are totally secure. They basically scaled down the Stax to build the Flex, but they did not sacrifice security at all. They just sacrificed a little bit of screen size and some extra features like wireless charging. Andreas, good to have you here. The batteries need to recharge sometime. Don't overwork yourself. Yeah, I took a nap today. How do I verify a trading site? You don't know what you're doing. I would use a above board trading site like Coinbase or Kraken. or Gemini or something like that. If it's some kind of trading bot and you've never heard of it, then I would tend to shy away from that kind of stuff. Don't ever fall in for fly-by-night trading sites that tell you, they have bots and leveraging and futures trading and all that kind of stuff. It's not really the kind of thing that a newcomer should be involved in. I am not an advocate of leveraging at all when you're trading or using futures or options or stuff like that. If you want to do stop orders and that kind of stuff, that's great. But I'm a believer in just trading your own coins and don't leverage. You're going to end up getting screwed over. Like, for example, today, that'll segue us into the news a little bit. Things look like they were going to go to the moon today, Monday, after the Bitcoin conference. We were flirting with 70,000, and then all of a sudden news got released that brought Bitcoin down to 67,000, around thereabouts. And that's the kind of stuff that can whipsaw you out of your tokens, right? So short-term trading can be very volatile. I would recommend, if you're going to buy crypto, don't spend any money you can't afford to lose, and invest conservatively. Buy coins for long-term gains. That's just me. But I'm not a financial advisor, right? Dan is here. Thank you for being here. Dan and I had a chance to talk a little bit today. My top 3 hardware wallets are Ledger, Trezor, and Tangent. But there are other ones out there. There's so many. I hate to get pigeonholed, but I believe those are the top sellers, right? Doesn't mean they're the best. It just means they're the top sellers. I like Ledger. Anyway, let's get into the news, guys. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say. If you look down in the description, there are all kinds of goodies for you guys. I've got my latest video. I did a Ledger Flex unboxing and setup yesterday. I've got a link in the description for that. Crypto.com, sign up. I've got an affiliate link for them. I've got some cool stuff from Crypto.com to show you. Ledger Flex is now available. I think they will ship on the 31st. Ledger Stax is now available for pre-order. What is the date? Late September. And then Flex, we've got July 31st, just a couple more days, right? And then, of course, the Tangent Ring is available for pre-order. Which is another cool new cryptocurrency hardware wallet, right? It's a ring. You can wear it, so you can carry it around with you. It's just really cool. There's all kinds of new things happening this year. Real exciting for self-custody. Wallets, interfaces, and convenience. That's where we need to go. A lot of people talk about security, and there is a lot of security, what Ian Rogers from Ledger calls security theater. Everybody wants secure wallets, but really, you can have the most secure wallet in the world, but if you can't figure out how to use it, it's not going to do you any good. So I believe interface is more important to self-custody, so that more people can figure out how to use self-custody. And all kinds of Trezor. The Trezor Safe 5 is out now. I've got the Bitcoin-only version. I've got the multi-coin version. The Trezor Metal Keep. Got videos on all of those. Check out my channel, Trezor Expert, one-on-one tech support session from Trezor. Pretty awesome. The Ledger Nano X and the Ledger Nano S Plus, the regular Tangent wallet, just so much stuff going on. And all of the news stories that I'm going to talk about are linked down here in the description. So check it out. Here we go. This was going to be my lead story this morning. Bitcoin pushes towards 70K. Just 6% needed for new all-time high. So we were riding high on the Bitcoin conference, and Trump and RFK speaking favorably about Bitcoin and self-custody. All that stuff was so great, and I did some videos on that. I still need to do a video or a short on what RFK said. RFK Jr. was really dialed in to Bitcoin and blockchain technology. Trump is something kind of new for Trump. I think he's only been in it for a few months now, but RFK spoke at last year's conference, and he owns Bitcoin, and he understands self-sovereignty, financial freedom, decentralization, all that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, all that great stuff leading us into the new week was suddenly a bunch of cold water was thrown on that when the news broke earlier today that government has moved $2 billion worth of Silk Road tokens from one wallet to another. Interesting thing, we talk about, a lot of people think Bitcoin is anonymous. It's not. It is transparent. You can see what happens on the blockchain, and a lot of people were monitoring these Bitcoin wallets that the government was using and immediately noticed when they moved their Bitcoin. So it's always funny. There's a lot of talk about transparency, and, the government wants us the government wants to see everything we do, but everything they do is obfuscated and classified and, hidden. So it's really funny that the government is finally getting a taste of their own medicine, and they moved Bitcoin and everybody knew it right away. It's really funny. And of course, this caused sort of a market move downward, kind of a panic move. But Dan and I were talking earlier, and $2 billion worth of Bitcoin may seem a lot like you and me, but we're dealing with, trillions of dollars in the Bitcoin market and the broader crypto market. So even if they dumped $2 billion of Bitcoin on the open market, people would buy it, right? So it's not, irrationally, it really isn't that big of a deal. But it did bring the price of Bitcoin down today. But, that's like, 67,000 is nothing to sneeze at, right? And let's see where we are right now. We're at 67,500. So, we could be back up at 68 tomorrow for all we know. It's not a big move, right? And then Bitcoin Nashville, I was there. It was great. I want to thank Ledger for springing for my festival pass. They asked me if I would make it down there, and I said I would, and I would gladly pay for my, my transportation and my boarding, right? I don't mind. I drove the family down there. We paid for gas. We paid for our hotels. The only thing I asked them was, hey, would you mind getting me a pass? And they came through. So that was really cool of them. So I want to thank them. And then I've got some other stuff to show you that is there. Now, interesting, this little article about, the stuff going on at the conference. And I wanted to get my family in here to take a selfie or a picture in front of this Bitcoin logo. But we just, there's so much to do in Nashville, and parking was a little difficult downtown. We would have had to walk over there from Broadway Street, so we didn't take our picture here, but that was cool. I saw that. That's the main stage there. I was there. And the interesting picture here is rocking the pink suit, and this is David Cash, and I met David Cash. I was sitting next to him at dinner on Thursday night. Ledger invited me to a dinner that was hosted by I think his name is Jack Butcher. a famous artist involved in, normal art and digital art, and him and Ledger had put on this dinner. It was just an amazing dinner, one of those, it was like I didn't belong there. I'm just a poor normal guy, and I had like this shirt on, right? This shirt, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's got like a sheen to it, and let me see if I can show you this. I think I took this picture earlier today of the label. Yeah, so this is the shirt I'm wearing right now. It's 62% polyester, 30% recycled polyester, recycled plastic, and 8% spandex. And I was talking to my family about this shirt, and my son, who's 11, looked over and said, "So basically, Dad, you're just wearing a trash bag." I was like, "Yeah, I'm wearing recycled plastic." And so I went to this Ledger thing with a trash bag on, and he had his so cool pink suit on. When he walked in, I was like, "Whoa, that is a cool suit." And I ended up sitting next to him. It was really cool. But Ian Rogers saved the day by showing up in shorts and a sweatshirt, so I didn't feel too underdressed. It said casual right there, and then this is another guy with a pink suit. But there were all kinds of people there wearing all kinds of different cool clothing. So it's like I highly recommend going to one of the Bitcoin conferences if you ever get a chance. Pretty cool stuff. So it was a lot of fun, and I did some live streaming from there as well. David Cash has a company called Cash Labs. They're consultants to all kinds of startups and big companies. He's a consulting firm. So I sent him an email today. It was great meeting David, and I might have David, if he wants to, come on the live stream and we'll talk. So a lot of fun I had there. And I'm going to talk more about what I did. There's David right there. Let's see. We got this. Oh, this is a big thing. The clock is ticking on Bitcoin's post-halving surge. 100 days post-halving, right? So now we're getting into what has traditionally been an uptrend, right? We don't know if this is going to be a new all-time high. It looked like this morning we were going to hit a new all-time high, right? But timing-wise, we're post-halving, 100 days post-halving. So cool stuff. I don't want to talk too much because I'm starting to, run out of time. I got so much I want to do with you guys tonight. JP Morgan Chase. I put this article in here. I can't remember. I was listening to a podcast with Ian Rogers and Charles Guillemet from Ledger talking to, and I can't remember the guy's name. He's going to be mad because he's a big podcaster guy, but I don't have time to look it up right now. But I remember him saying that I had a credit card with fraud, and I called the bank, and they immediately reimbursed me before they even investigated, and you can't do that with crypto. And that is true. Crypto transactions are irreversible, right? There's no takebacks. But this article shines a spotlight on the fact that a lot of the fraud that occurs, the banks are not reimbursing people. And if you get scammed, especially, the bank isn't going to reimburse you because you personally authorized the transaction. You were tricked into authorizing it. So I did want to bring attention to that. It's not always a bed of roses when you're dealing with banks, frauds, and scammers, right? A lot of time the bank isn't going to help you out. And then Ledger revealed new wallets at the Bitcoin conference. I was there live streaming that announcement. They announced their new Ledger Flex. We've talked a little bit about that earlier. It's basically a scaled down Stax, right? The Stax is the premier flagship device right now with the e-ink display. The Flex also has the e-ink display, but it's flat, right? It doesn't curve around the edge the way the Stax does. So a little probably cheaper and less complicated to manufacture. So they've got it at a lower price point. They did raise the price of the Ledger Stax. It was $269 when they were available for pre-order in 2020 and early 2023, and now they've raised the price up to $399. Still worth it for what you're getting, in my opinion. A lot of people may not agree with that. We'll talk a little more. But basically, I look at it this way: how much are you hodling? If you're only hodling $1,000 or $2,000, and you want to put as much as you can into your investments, then I could see how $399 might be a burden for you, and you might be more inclined to go with the cheaper version. But if you're hodling, $10,000, $30,000, $50,000 worth of crypto, it really, price should be no object when it comes to managing that crypto and keeping that crypto secure, right? So Ledger is one of the most secure devices on the market right now. There's a lot of FUD going around, but they focus on security. We'll talk about that a little more. So 400 is not asking that much for a premier secure device that's got an awesome interface. My opinion. And this article, I would encourage you to read this article. I wanted to, this is Pascal, the CEO of Ledger. He was interviewed for this article, but this little spiel that he brings up at the end, I've heard this many times from Ian Rogers and Charles Guillemet, who is the CTO. And by the way, I had a chance to talk to Pascal. I had a chance to meet Tony Fadell, the designer of the Ledger Stax and the designer of the original iPod back in the late 90s. That was pretty exciting. And I also had a chance to talk with Charles, their CTO. So it was really great. But I did want to bring this up. Wallets, and this is Pascal. Wallets require three things to be truly secure: a secure element chip to generate and store private keys. That's number one. Number two, a secure operating system built on a secure element. A lot of people don't realize this, but Ledger is the only programmable smart card out there. A lot of the other hardware wallet companies use a secure element chip as private key memory storage, but they actually have a separate coprocessor, or what we call an MCU, to do cryptographic operations and power their screens. So only Ledger has the programmable smart secure element chip. And then number three, we want that secure element to drive we want a screen driven by a secure element. So the secure element chip actually drives the e-ink display, and they had to include the code for doing that on that little smart card, and that is why there is less storage on the Stax than there was on the Ledger Nano X. They said they got the screens from the manufacturers, and then the manufacturers included the screen drivers, and they're like, we're not using your drivers. We're going to, program this screen directly. Thank you so much for that gift there. Dusted in Shadow. I'm so happy that you're generous to gift other people memberships. And there it goes. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. Joa Costa, you're a new member. Awesome. So anyway, only Ledger ticks those three boxes. We're going to talk more about this. We talk about open source and
and a lot of wallet companies and people on Reddit say, oh, Ledger's not open source, I wouldn't use them, it's not safe. That is really not a rational argument, because Ledger focuses on security. You want a company that focuses on security. Ledger, open source is great, but there are certain things that can't be open source. So this is a great article. It's a great explanation of why Ledger is not completely open source. It is because, and this is all their open source software, their APIs, and Ledger Live is open source and all that stuff. But they buy their secure element chip from STM Microelectronics. This is a huge company. They make all those little chips that you see in your credit card and your ATM card, the chips that are embedded in passports. They have, Ian has a great little thing that he says, the smart chip technology in your ATM card and your credit card protects the bank's secrets, right? So if you get a ATM card with that little chip in there, imagine if that chip had an open source architecture so that every Tom, Dick, and Harry could figure out how to override the little chip in their ATM card to enable unlimited withdrawals from the bank, right? That's why the chip is built for security. It protects the bank's secrets. And passports also have secure element smart card technology built in, and that keeps the government's secrets safe. So imagine if you could hack a passport and give yourself unlimited access, to go anywhere in the world, or switch names on that passport or whatever. That's why we have secure chips. And just imagine if a thief had your home safe. He stole the entire safe, and then he took it to his hidden lair. He had all the time and resources to break into your safe, right? You would want that safe to be super secure. That's basically what we're dealing with smart card technology, right? I've got, where's my wallet? My wallet has a bunch of little credit cards in there, and I have full access to those cards. I could sit there all day and try to crack into those chips. I have full access to my ATM card, but they are built for security. They are built to be tamper-proof, and that is the foundation of a Ledger device. Security. Anywho, I'm on my high horse again. Let's get off this. Let's have some fun, guys. Let's go over to this. Oh no, are you kidding me? Are you gotta be kidding me. I can fix this. I think I can fix this. I cannot believe this happened. I had tested this before I started the stream. Oh. Well, how did that happen? Okay, let's see if I can fix it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Doggone it. Are you kidding me? Come on. Ugh. Okay. All right, having some technical difficulties here. Let me see if I can do this one more time. Oh, God. I know you can still hear me. I am here. I'm just trying to switch over to this other camera, and I'm having some trouble. Come on, please. Doggone it. I had fixed... Ah. All right, is this camera still working? Okay, this camera's still working. It's this guy that I wanted to do, and boy, man, I'm just so disappointed. I had this all planned out. Oh, I cannot believe it. Okay. All right, I'm going to try this. I'm going to go crazy here. Unplug the device and see if maybe I can get this thing to wake up. This is really disappointing. Unbelievable. I know what it was. One of my cables earlier was giving me a problem. It was like wrapped around something. Ugh. Oh, man. Oh, look, that one came in. Did it? Did it? What is that? Oh, okay. All right, so we got that. All right. We're getting there. Let's see, fit to screen. Ugh, are you kidding me? Let's try this again. Stretch to screen? No. All right, let's try fit to screen again. Wow. Fit to center on screen? No. Okay. Oh, this is okay. All right, let's do that. Oh, I get it. I know what's going on here. It's the wrong resolution. Why is it at the wrong resolution? Oh, God. Okay. Wow. Whew. Okay. Man, what a drag. Okay. Oh. All right. Oh. Oh. This just really bums me out. Oh my gosh. Okay. Why is it doing this to me? All right, let's try this. No. No. Okay. Okay. This is like on the fly kind of stuff. Okay. Okay. Oh my Lord in heaven. Why is this? Holy moly. Okay. 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 Wow. Okay. Woo! Okay. Of course, this camera's not working. But whatever. Oh. Oh. Okay. I see what I've done. I see what I've done. All right. I see what I did. Well, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna. You can see my hands. I'm not gonna worry about the other camera. It's just whatever. Let's try one more time. Thank you, Dan. I got it. I muted my mic too. Yeah, I'm pretty funny tonight, aren't I? I'm tempted to just stop the stream and go to bed, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hang in there with you guys. Yeah. Yeah, Dan just tried to call me. Now what? Oh my God. What is this? Are you kidding me? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Good Lord in heaven. This is funny, isn't it? Okay. Can you hear me now? Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that. And all that. Okay. So the interesting thing, when the Ledger Flex is powered off completely, you can still see the title. So that was one little cool thing about the Stax, is the fact that you can name your device and see the title of your device from the side. So for Ledger Nano devices, we didn't have that, right? So a lot of people had multiple devices and were getting them mixed up. They were trying to connect multiple devices to Ledger Live because they had 2 or 3 different ledgers, and they would get error messages that they didn't have the right device attached, or that the passphrase was wrong, and people were getting their devices mixed up. The only way to outwardly differentiate your Ledger Nano devices were to maybe buy different colors, that sort of thing. But really, you just had to kind of take it upon yourself to label them so that you could tell them apart. They solved that issue with the Ledger Stax by allowing you to name the device, and they had the device show you the name on the side, even when the device was powered down, right? And I thought that that was a functionality missing from the Flex, but as it turns out, when you've powered down your Flex, you can see the name of the device. So if you have more than one Flex, you can easily tell them apart, even when they're powered down, by looking at the powered down screen. So that's another thing. It's not quite as cool as the way the Stax implements this, but it is good functionality. Now also notice the size of the screens is different. The Ledger Flex has a smaller screen. Also, when you're in keypad mode, I've noticed that the Flex is a little bit smaller keypad, so it's a little more difficult to enter letters and numbers than the Stax. The Stax has a great screen. Let me go ahead and enter this. Okay. All right, and so here is our Stax, and then I'll go ahead and enter the pin on the Flex too. All right, so now we can see the home screens. Basically, they took the Stax, and instead of doing this curved screen that wraps around the device, which is totally awesome, they just said, look, let's take an e-ink display, make it flat, and just implement it that way. They did not compromise security. We still have those 3 elements of a secure wallet. It generates a random private key, and it protects that key from tampering. There are all kinds of countermeasures on secure element chips. One of the things that Ian Rogers mentioned is that the smart card secure element chip that is made by STM Micro, this chip was designed for security, not performance. That's why it doesn't have that much room and doesn't have a lot of room for app storage, and the code just kind of has to be squeezed in there because its main function is security. Right? A lot of people talk about, oh, I'm worried somebody tampered with my device, and Ledger has the best countermeasures against any kind of tampering. Any kind of someone trying to crack open the case or put lasers on the chip. There's all kinds of countermeasures built into these ST microchips. They're the same chips that people that are put in ATM cards and credit cards, right? Have you ever tried to crack into your ATM card to see if you could withdraw unlimited money from your ATM? Probably not. Oh, and this thing went to sleep. That's okay. Anyway, I won't get all caught up in that. But I did also want to point out that this device does not have wireless charging. Right? So if I can get this thing out of here. Oh, okay. So if we put the Ledger Stax, yeah, you got wireless charging, right? But if you put the Ledger Flex, you don't have wireless charging. There's no wireless charging for the Ledger Flex. So you have to keep it plugged in. Now, both of these devices do have Bluetooth, so that they'll work with mobile. And then they also have, if we go over here to the second setting screen, they have NFC technology. I don't have it enabled on this device yet, but their smart chip or their smart key app can take advantage of NFC, and you can use the device as a pass key. Let me go ahead and just re-enter my PIN here. And then let me go in here and disable screen lock. That's one of my pet peeves, is the auto lock. There, I disabled that. Yes, turn it off. It's a security feature, but I like to disable it so that the device won't keep going to sleep. And so I thought that I had, oh, that's right, I wiped this device after I did my demo. I don't have the security key app on either of these devices. We can talk a little more about it, but security key app on the Ledger allows you to use the device as a pass key for logging into, say, Coinbase, or Kraken, or there's a lot of apps and services that allow you to use passkey technology, and the Ledger device's security key Ledger security key app is compatible with those services. So not only can you protect your crypto with these devices, you can also protect your digital assets, right? Your digital ID. You can use it as your digital ID. So in other words, if you enable passkey on your Coinbase account, you can disable login and password. That way no one can log into the account except you, the person holding this secure key device. So that's pretty cool. I've got the little welcome card from Ledger about the Stax and why it was late. I wanted to share some other good stuff with you guys. Yeah, I saw you try to call Dan. I appreciate it. I realized as soon as I saw the call coming in that my mic was muted. Okay, so let's get to the fun stuff. Man, I am so distraught over that camera issue when I tried to switch over, and I had tested that out before the stream. I had totally tested that out before the stream. I don't know what happened. Now I understand why that was coming up on the screen. I have some swag here. This is a free bag that I got from the Bitcoin free tote bag. It's you know, it's as far as tote bags go, it's pretty basic, but it does have the Bitcoin Nashville 24 logo on there, which I think is pretty cool. I also have my wristband. I can show you that in a little more detail over here. It was funny, you know, she put it on me and it was very loose, and she's like, please don't tighten this because then you'll have to cut it off because it won't go back the other way. And if you have to cut it off, we won't give you another one. All right. They were like very strict. But it's got the little Bitcoin 24 logo on it. I'm going to hang on to this little wristband. Really a cool deal. Also, I mentioned that I went to dinner with the guys at Ledger, that really nice dinner where I met David Cash, and they were giving away, everybody at the dinner got a free Ledger Nano X Bitcoin Orange Translution. This code won't work anymore because I've already ordered mine, but oh, that's the guy, Jack Butcher, Soho House. It was a real high-end deal. Really amazing. Had a wonderful time, although I did feel out of place. And then let's see what else we got here. Oh, okay, yeah. So this was my placard. We all had assigned seats at the dinner, so that was my little placard on my seat. And then while I was at the expo, they gave me, somebody was handing these out. These are collectible Bitcoin cards. He tried to hand me another one later. I should have taken one so that I could have one that was unopened and one that I could open. But I'm just going to open this one anyway. Hopefully I'll get a Charizard Bitcoin card, right? And a rare card. I don't think this is just kind of, I don't think there's any free Bitcoin in here. But yeah, just like some interesting collectible cards. I got 10 of them. I guess if you get enough of these, you could play some kind of game. I don't know. These are kind of interesting. But no free Bitcoin. Okay. So that was fun. And I also wanted to do a reveal. I got my Crypto.com Indigo card recently. I think I got my first Indigo card in 2018, and they're good for like forever. But my card expired and they sent me a new one. So this is what it looks like. Oops, coming from this way. This is what it looks like when you first get it. It's pretty cool, this little container that they put it in. And this is the metal Visa card from Crypto.com. I'm just going to look at the back here. This thing is good until 2029, right? So, yeah, five years they give you on these things. But these are really cool. If you have a Crypto.com account, let me go over here. At least this scene is still working. If you have a Crypto.com account, you can use your card for topping. You can top up your card with your crypto that you have in your crypto.com account and spend it in the real world anywhere Visa is accepted. It's a Visa card, right? It operates as a secure Visa card. You can just sell your crypto to the card and use it. And what's really cool that now that my card has been renewed, I get 6 months of rebates. I was using those rebates for a couple years and then they took them away. But now I think my rebates have been reactivated again. If you sign up for a crypto.com account through the phone app, and then you go with and you get one of these cards, you have to stake some CRO to qualify for the card, but there are a lot of cool benefits with the card. You get rebates on Spotify and Netflix for the first 6 months, and that's pretty cool with the Indigo card, which is the one I have. So you're basically getting Spotify and Netflix free for 6 months, and that's nothing to sneeze at, right? My Netflix is 4K Netflix. It's like $22 every month. So it's good to get that free for 6 months. It's like $100 right there. Cool stuff. So I wanted to show you that. Let's see. Yeah. You're right. I hate this. I hate the fact that it's supposed to be a feature that when you tap the top of this mic that it mutes, but I always do it by accident, and it's been the bane of my existence. The charging port. I have never, honestly, Alejandro, I have never had any problems with the charging port on any of my devices. My Ledger Nano S, my Ledger Nano X, my Ledger Nano S Plus, the Ledger Stax, or the Ledger Flex. I've never had any problems with my charging port. I'm sorry to hear that you have had problems with them. I wouldn't, so that's not a question that really I can answer. I can look at both of these. And I mean, I believe it feels kind of metallic, but I don't think this is metal. It kind of feels like it. This feels more plastic to me. So I don't know what the problem you're having with it, but it is a standard USB-C connector. I mean, it looks slightly different, but they are the same. Maybe this one is a little more durable because the material feels more like metal, but I have a feeling it's plastic, just some kind of plastic. Okay, so that was all the cool swag I kind of wanted to show you. Yeah, in the cards and everything else. Any questions about the Ledger Stax or the Ledger Flex? Let me go through and just double check. Yeah, this particular stream has been a disaster with my camera. It was really a bummer that the camera was whacked out when I went to go over to the table. Usually, these things go off without a hitch, right? We'll see. But I am notorious for accidentally muting this mic. Yeah, so you're right. I should probably get a much better mic. I see people that do podcasts and stuff, and supposedly this is the best mic for streamers from Elgato, but that's them saying it's their best mic. It's like, I don't know, around $300. I'm sure there are $1,000 mics or whatever. Yeah. So let's see. Still, the audio is problematic. You guys can't hear me? Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, let me look in here and see if... Well, the mic is at 100% as far as I can tell. But it's acting kind of weird. Hello? Hello? Yeah, this has just been, all night's just been a disaster, hasn't it? I'm probably going to have to re-record all this anyway. Ledger Nano X better than them. Please get a different mic, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Audio is good. Audio is fine. Okay, thank you. Every time I get a new Ledger Nano, I get a charging error, and all I do is leave it plugged in for a few hours. I know that there are problems with the battery of the Ledger Nano X and charging and buttons getting stuck and screens going out. I've talked to people that, you know, they've told, I've seen products where you can replace the screen on your Ledger Nano X like a do-it-yourself kit. I get all that. I know it's a thing, but honestly, I have never had any problems with any of my Ledger devices. I guess I'm just lucky, because never had the battery issue, never had the button stuck issue, have never had, you know, the screen issue. I had a Ledger Nano X for about 3 or 4 years, and the readout on the screen became progressively dimmer over time, right? Over 2 or after 3, I'd say about 3 years, I decided that it was time to get a new device. And when I got the new device, it had a brighter screen, and I've been using that Ledger Nano X ever since, and I haven't noticed the screen, any problems with the screen on this Ledger Nano X. But my first one did start to progressively wear out over time, but I'm like, okay, it's been 3 years. We're talking about $150 device. You know, I get it. You know, it's, you know, and a lot of people complain. I get it. You buy something, you expect it to work. I get that. But we're not talking about $1,000 iPhone here. We're talking about, you know, $100. But the security is number one. The interface is, you know, gravy. And as long as you have your seed phrase, your crypto's not at risk. But I don't mean to sound flippant, right? That's why the Stax and the Flex are vast improvements over what we had before. My thing with the Ledger Nano X was the interface was just horrible. I mean, I had so many people that just couldn't figure out how to use it because it was just something from the 80s, right? It was just not intuitive. And so there were people, they didn't understand that, they couldn't figure out how to navigate the menu on the thing because it was just built for security only, and interface came in second to security, which is good for a crypto wallet. But interface is very important, and I expect people to start using crypto hardware wallets now that we have improved interfaces. Not only do we have the Ledger line, but we have the Trezor Safe 5 line with touch screens, much more intuitive and easier to use. Now it's okay. Those were previous. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm looking at comments and I see people complaining, and I'm like, 2 out of 3 original Ledger screen dead. 1 Nano X return under warranty due to critical failure. Wouldn't waste so much money on any hard wallet with a battery inside. Inevitable end of life. Yeah, I missed the 80s. Thank you, Dan. Okay. Doggone these cameras, man. I'm going to have to go back through and get them realigned. Okay, Kenny had a few ledgers conk out on him. All right. As I mentioned, the crypto is safe, right? It's just that this little box they built around their secure element chip was vulnerable to, being in the world, stuck buttons, bad screens, bad charging. I know there were battery issues with the Ledger Nano X. So as far as I know, there are no issues with the Ledger Stax or Ledger Flex, but they just came out. I don't think many people even have the Flex. It's not shipping until a couple days. I just happen to have one. So that's that. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? I know. I did want to talk about this. We're going a little bit over, but I did want to talk about this. First of all, I'll share these. Let's see here. Okay, so this is what I encountered when I went to my Ledger Live, my Ledger section. I have a Ledger Nano X. I had someone that contacted me. I've read a lot on Reddit. Ledger has disabled blind signing on their devices with the latest updates. Now, this is not a firmware update, and it's not a Ledger Live update. It is an app update. So you see here, I have an app update available, and then I'll open this one. Okay. Just having all kinds of issues here. Right, when we turn that little thing down, you can see that there's a bunch of updates for a bunch of apps, Ethereum being one of them. So I'm assuming that even the Binance Smart Chain app, the Litecoin app, the Polygon app, they all had in the settings of the app on the device, and I'll show you that here in just a second, they had blind signing. Well, now blind signing has been disabled. So let's go over, let me go ahead and connect this Ledger Nano X, and I will show you what I'm talking about. I can't show you what it looked like before, but I'm going to show you the app. All right, let's go over to this crazy scene that was all whacked out earlier. Try not to mute the mic. All right, so if we go into the Ethereum app and we go over to settings, in settings, you'll notice that there is no longer blind signing, right? It used to say blind signing disabled or enabled at the bottom, and you could toggle it on and on, right? And if we advance through all of the settings, there is no blind signing anymore, right? They used to have blind signing that you could enable and disable, but they don't have that anymore. But they still allow blind signing, just in kind of a different way. So what happens is, and I'll do a demo quick for you here. We'll go back here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Some more camera trickery. Okay. I just want to be able, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay. All right, so let's go to an app that requires blind signing. So we're going to go to Rabby. And I'm going to go into base. Let me just do this Boshi here. I'm not actually going to do this, but let's say we want to do a swap. And I want to swap from Boshi back to base ETH, right? This is, I'm on the base network here. And let's just do max. It's going to get me a quote, and then it wants me to approve the swap. And now I'm going to sign with my Ledger device because this wallet is protected by my Ledger device. All right, there. So it says this transaction cannot be trusted. And then if I advance over, it says your ledger cannot decode this transaction. If you sign it, you could be authorizing malicious actions that can drain your wallet. Learn more at ledger.com/E8. And then all the way over to the end, you have accept risk and review transaction, right? And then when I click that, it takes me to the review transaction screen. And as you can see, it does give you some information, but not enough to totally protect you. And so that's the transaction, where it's going. It's on the base network. Those are the fees. And then I accept the risk, and then accept and send. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to reject it. But that's what Ledger has done with blind signing. They've basically taken it, they've changed the interface now so that if I enable blind signing, I'm just signing transactions all day long, and I don't get any warnings from my device or Ledger telling me that this could be a problem. All that was happening in the past was I would go onto a swap site like I was in Rabby, but I could have been in 1inch or Pancake Swap or Uniswap or whatever. When you try to do a swap, they would tell you, hey, you need blind signing to do this. And so everybody would run over and enable blind signing. Well, without really understanding the risks. So because people were running into issues, getting wallets drained because they had blind signing enabled, Ledger was kind of like, don't use blind signing, it's bad practice. But if you wanted to do DeFi, you needed it because most of the DeFi sites required blind signing to be enabled for you to be able to interact with them. So people were enabling blind signing willy-nilly. Right now, Ledger has taken out the blind signing setting and it replaced it with this new warning regimen where they take you through all these warnings. And after a while, you'll get used to it and you'll be able to go about your business as always. So there were a lot of people panicking on Reddit about this and saying that they can no longer react or interact anymore with their dexes and whatever. But it's really, a nothing burger, right? They've just changed the way you use blind signing, right? They just warn you about it now. Right? So that's the way it works. Now, I talked to someone else that was having issues with Binance Smart Chain, and when you're on staking sites and dexes, a lot of times you might be using alternate chains like Binance Smart Chain or Polygon or Optimism or Arbitrum, and you would be using the Ethereum app to do that. When you connect your Ledger device to a third-party wallet like MetaMask MetaMask or Rabby, you always have to use the Ethereum app, even if you're using alternate Ethereum chains like Polygon or Base Chain or Binance Smart Chain. So all of those chains, are affected by this new interface, right? All of those, when you're on any of those chains, you're going to have to go through these warnings to, authorize your swaps and stuff like that. So just be aware of that. But I talked to someone today. One of the site that he was using to stake his BNB is now broken because of this issue. He keeps getting error messages. I don't know that it's directly related to this, but it seems that way because he said everything was working fine until Ledger updated their Ethereum app with this new interface, and now he's unable to unstake his BNB or stake it or whatever he's trying to do is not working anymore. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of this. If whatever you're doing is now broken because of this, then it's the responsibility of the developers. Like if it's a Pancake Swap issue, or if it's a Rabby wallet issue, or if it's a MetaMask issue, then it's on them to update their interface to accommodate this. Sounds bad, but your alternative is to not use a ledger and just use a hot wallet and just don't expose large amounts to these sites, right? If you want to throw maybe a little bit of crypto into a hot wallet to do this stuff without having your ledger secure it, you could do it that way. I tend to want to always use my hardware device whenever I can, not just for the security, but also for the centralization for me of knowing where all my wallets are. Like if Rabby goes down or my computer crashes, all I have to do is, reinstall Windows, reinstall Rabby, and reconnect my device to get my wallet back. That's one of the things I really like about using a Ledger device connected to a third-party wallet or a third-party DEX, is that I always know, what happened. Where's this wallet? I forget. It's been 3 years since I've used this, but I do remember it was on my Ledger. So all I do is reconnect my Ledger, and boom, I'm back. Right? That's one of the advantages that I find to use a ledger. But don't use your go-to ledger for DeFi. I'm guilty of that. Now I've compartmentalized things a little more, and so I don't keep my motherload crypto on my working device, right? I have another device for my long-term holdings, right? I just keep tradable stuff on this device that I use to connect to DEX. Yeah, so a lot of issues with DEXs. A lot of people bag on Ledger because of DEX issues, and they did have one of their connection kit applications get hacked a while back by one of their ex-developers that got a phishing scam. But that was fixed within hours. A lot of people bag on Ledger about this. This was fixed within hours, and it was my understanding that Ledger reimbursed these people that were affected by this. It was detected right away. Anyhow, I did want to go over that issue. I know a lot of people are freaking out because Ledger has removed the blind signing in their Ethereum app, probably in some of their other apps like the Polygon app or the Binance Smart Chain app. So I just wanted you to be aware of this issue. And it's not a deal breaker. You can still interact with these sites. You're just going to have to go through this little warning regimen. Cooper, thank you so much for that. Thank you guys for hanging with me. This was a painful experience for me when I was so excited about all that swag that I got, and I wanted to show it to you guys and had it all set up ahead of time. And then the back Anyhow, I unplugged one of my webcams before the stream and plugged it back in again, and that caused chaos because I have 5 different webcams on this setup, you know, and the mics and the speakers and the keyboards and all these devices, and things go haywire sometimes in that situation. Normally, this stuff goes off without a hitch. I've been doing this for years. I look like an amateur tonight. I hope you guys got a few good laughs and weren't too distraught by all the camera issues that I had. Anyhow, it's obvious the computer needs a good reboot. Also, my computer I've not wiped my computer in seems like it's been over a year, and I'm usually pretty diligent about wiping my computer and reinstalling Windows on at least once or twice a year. It's always good. A computer that runs for 3-4 years without, they used to have disk defragment software, which it sometimes caused more problems than it solved. But and now I use M2 solid state drives, but even those drives can suffer from performance issues over time. And this is a great rig, but it's high time that I strip it down, back everything up, wipe the disk, reinstall Windows, reinstall all my apps. It's a couple of day process, but I can sense that the performance on this unit is starting to go down. I'm getting a little bit of a lag, so I'm going to work on that. Anyway, thanks guys for hanging in. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Dan, for being here. I don't see JDO in tonight, but it is Monday. Thank you so much, Dusted in Shadow, for being here. Thank you, Dan. It looks like you were working with Jacob Brown. I appreciate that. I was probably ranting about something while he was asking questions. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon. We're going to do the live stream on Saturday, 6 p.m. as usual. I'm doing this Monday stream because I missed our normal Saturday get-together, and there was so much I wanted to share with you about the Bitcoin conference and all this swag and all this great wallet stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. Sans the camera issues and the mic issues. I'll probably need to re-record the Ledger Stax and Flex comparison video. There might be some decent content I can pull from this, but just to be, I want you to be aware that I have done several videos over the last week. Let me go back to this. I did a Flex unboxing and setup. I did some commentary on open source, which we talked about a little bit tonight. The Tangem Ring, how to use TON tokens, Trezor Metal Keep, Trezor Safe 5. Of course, I've got a lot of videos on using the Stax, which is now available for pre-order. So you might want to check out those videos and keep up to date with my channel. Just wanted to point that stuff out. I am been doing a lot of videos lately, so I appreciate you guys. Once again, thanks everyone that was here. I think there were a few new subscribers. Thank you guys for that. Thank you everybody that asked questions. And Dusted in Shadow gifted a membership. Thank you so much for doing that. That's really cool. And thank you everyone that was just here watching. I appreciate all of you bearing with me during my technical difficulties. Anyhow, I'll see you guys again soon. Keep an eye out for some new videos I'll be working on this week, and I look forward to seeing you again on the live stream on Saturday at 6 p.m. Good night, everybody.